Hey guys, how's it going? Just woke up, saw that Baron Mordo has been released. So just gonna swap over to my display. There it is. Cool, got it. Yeah, so I'm actually kind of interested in this guy. So I'm just gonna cover his stat line first, and I'll talk about just kind of where I think he'll fit into the meta. So 6 health, medium mover, size 2, threat 3. That's important. Any of the threat 3 characters that start with 6 health on their healthy side are already above curve, right? So that's a big plus for him. I believe he's got 5 on his flip side, but I'll double check after I cover his card. So medium mover, he's going to be on a small base, no doubt. I did bother checking that, but there's no reason for him not to be. So nothing spicy there with his movement. Size 2 means there's a lot of things that can affect him and move him around. Threat 3 means he's going to be relatively easy to fit into your squad selections, which is great for what he's actually going to be doing. 2 physical defense, that's very squishy, so you need to protect him. 4 energy, 4 mystic, that's excellent. Anytime you see 2 out of his 3 defenses at 4+, especially as a 3 threat, you already know he's going to be quite good at least taking some punches. You just need to keep him away from those red attacks. So there is a lot of mystic attacks coming out soon, so he may actually for a little while feel like he's tanky, but then once the meta resettles down and people start to go back to their good old favorites and just keep the ones they want to keep from this new stuff coming out, he will be a target for a lot of these guys like Valkyrie and stuff are going to absolutely smash this guy. So he's going to need protection. Now, his builder attacks are range 3 and range 4. That's really good. So they are only both 4 dice, but they are both range 3 and 4. So really strong there. So he can actually stay in some relative safety while building up his power. So the Staff of the Living Tribunal, range 3, 4 dice, 0 power, so it's a builder. After it's resolved, gain power equal to damage dealt, and wild push, size 2 or less, away. That's great. Nothing really broken there. A nice little push on that. They didn't need to do that. They've thrown it on there anyway. So wild push, that's excellent. So he has some displacement available to him. It's on a wild on 4 dice, so don't get your hopes up. But it's there nonetheless, right? Bolts of Bishru, range 4, 4 dice, 0 power. After it's resolved, gain 1 auto power. That is excellent. I was saying to Farmer in our last character review that I like to see more of these attacks put on character cards, because it is really nice when you're just sitting there going, man, I just need 2 power this turn to be able to just dump 2 attacks into this to get that power you need to, pay for field dressing or, whatever. So it's really nice. And it has a wild hex. So hex is excellent. Hex is going to be one of the most annoying conditions in the game. Nothing worse than rolling triple crit. Can't use it. It's good. I like hex. Reigns of Ragador. I think I'm saying that right. Range 4, which is awesome because sometimes when they have range 4 builders, their big attack is range 3. So range 4. So I think these will be his 2 main attacks. I think you'll see him doing this much unless you're actually going for the push. I suspect he'll just be doing the bolts of Bishru and the Reigns of Ragador. Range 4, 7 dice, 4 power. He can almost guarantee himself 4 power a turn, like in a build up towards this. So you will see him do this, but I suspect because of his actual kit underneath here that you're not really going to see him do this unless you're desperate for damage at this point. Burning Rain, after the attack is resolved, the target character gains Incinerate. That's awesome. And Poison, that's awesome, except it's a 7 dice attack, so you're going to power him up, giving the poison. So yeah, it's nice. I prefer poisons like Omega Red that just happen and there's no damage involved and it can just be crippling to a character. All 3 attacks are Mystic. This is excellent. Mystic is typically the weakest defense of most characters. There's actually a few characters out there like Zemo that have really good Mystic defense, but basically he actually with 4 dice still will do some damage. There's a lot of characters that only have 2 Mystic, and 3 Mystic is basically this 90% of the characters in Marvel, so more attack dice and defense dice means you have a chance of doing damage, right? Now we get to the spicy stuff. Master of the Occult. It's an action. This character gains 2 power, can only use once per turn. 0 power cost. This means that it can be affected by Loki and Root and things like that, so watch out for that. That's excellent, especially with the role he'll be playing. You're not going to be seeing him too much, I think, in the front line. If he's in the front line, you're pretty desperate, but this is great because it means he can just try and dish out a Hex, gain a power, gain another 2 power, plus his power per turn. He's now got 4 power. Lo and behold, all of his superpowers cost 2 power, so he's now got at least something he can do to affect the battlefield. Since this guy is going to be more of a support, he's not going to be a frontline bruiser, he's not going to be a scalpel like Scarlet Witch that comes in and just removes a character. He is going to be an enabler. Now, that's excellent. It's similar to, I think it's Wong had something like this, so it seems to be like something that's going to be, oh no, Vision has it as well, so it's not exclusive to that affiliation, but it's still really strong. Like, just the ability to gain 2 power. I mean, if Citizens was still around, this guy will be unbelievable on Citizens. You'd feed him a Citizen, sit him in the back, gain power, gain power, gain power, 3rd turn, evacuate, see ya. That's victory points for me. Soul Barb costs 2 power. And it is active, so he has to be the active character for it. Choose an enemy character within 3 of this character with 1 or more of the following special conditions: Hex, Incinerate, Poison, or Slow. All of them are really annoying, and some of them are devastating, so this will be interesting. Choose 1 of these special conditions on that character. Each enemy character within 2 of the chosen character gains a chosen special condition. So things I can see for this, he hands out his own Hex, he hands out his own Incinerate, he hands out his own Poison, so he's got some self-card synergy here. The Slow is probably the worst on this list, Incinerate being like the really like attrition style one, Slow being for objective style rosters. I can see him slotting into a Web Warriors roster, you know, especially in the all webbed up turn. He can use, like, you can use him to populate it. You know, if somebody with a Slow moves away from the rest of them, he can then come in and hopefully spread it to the rest of the team. He'd be good in, what's the name? A-Force, because She-Hulk hands out auto Slow, so that's excellent. Incinerate, we're going to be seeing a lot of that because Ghost Rider is going to be in affiliation with the new Midnight Suns with Blade. So Incinerate's coming back. So we're going to see a lot more Incinerate. He's also going to be just devastating on demons. So this guy will be awesome in your kit if you are playing demons as a 3 threat, because his next superpower will make you do more damage. And demons, typically you have 1 guy on the objective, as little people as possible, and the rest around them protecting them. So this guy can come in and just spread that Incinerate to the entire team. So that's actually pretty savage. So you got to watch out for this guy on demons. That's where I see him being particularly effective with Soul Barb. Ferocity of Cytorak. Yep, pretty sure I said that right. 2 power again, and I'm really happy that all 3 of these are 2 power. I think if any one of these was 3 power, he would be instant trashed here, because 3 power is just too awkward for him, and the way he works, gaining 4 power a turn, if he has to pay 3 power for one of them, instantly he can't do any of the others. So I'm really glad that they went 2-2-2 for this. So Ferocity of Cytorak. When another allied character within 3 of this character targets an enemy character with an attack, this character may use this superpower. So not him, a friend targets an enemy. This character adds, the attacking character adds 2 dice to its attack roll. After the attack is resolved, the attacking character suffers 1 wound. That is a happy trade-off. This is a mini Thanos, okay? We're not going to see the 4 dice that Thanos can dish out on the injured sides, but adding 2 dice is all you need. So this guy can slot into Black Order, where you got Thanos, and then you can just overload Corvus, because it's both reactive. So if you just go, you know what, Corvus, here's 4 dice on your healthy side, or here's 6 dice for this attack on your injured side from Thanos and from Baron Mordo. So I'm going to state the obvious here. This guy is probably one of the first characters that I'm going to say is seriously legit under Captain America -1 power for superpowers on your first one. This guy's legit for that. Like, he could bring Avengers really far. Like, he can just propel them forward off his back, okay? Because Captain America can be protecting him. Mordo will be making Captain America have 7 dice strikes at least once per turn. So Captain America's now got power. He's also got that awesome 2 power big attack that now can be 8 dice. So 2 power for 8 dice. That's excellent. And only 1 power reactive. So this guy is, everybody says when someone comes out, he's probably good in Avengers because it's always nice to have cheap superpowers. This guy will be legitimate in Defenders because Thanos could never fit in them because he was always too expensive. The extra attack dice is basically all that Avengers needs, and the fact that he'll be able to do this 4 times in a round if he's got if he just keeps generating his 4 power a turn is just nuts. So keep an eye on that. Put that as a footnote for when you want to play your Avengers next. Please try Baron Mordo in there. Let me know what you think, guys. Tell me in the comments. He's going to be legit there. He'll basically be good in any faction, to be honest, because of this superpower. Any attrition style faction will love this. Any condition-based objective squad will probably have him in here as a specialist when they need to, when they get put on demons and they really need to try and step up some damage because they've been forced to play on demons and your web warriors. So at least then you can put Incinerate on the entire enemy team and then have a go at it. So some people have thought, I've seen some comments online that people have thought this guy's kind of just but don't write him off. This guy's actually pretty legit. But the important thing here is you need to protect him. And that's why I think that he's doubly good in Avengers under Captain America, because we're now looking at bodyguard on the leader. You can also then bring in Okoye for another bodyguard. Luke Cage is a defender. You got heroes for hire there. Luke Cage has also got his backwards bodyguard where he just needs to be within 2 of the enemy. It would just be excellent all round in that affiliation, I think. Second last superpower, the last one he has flight, so that's great. That's actually just a big plus. The fact that he has flight means that none of that terrain is going to get in his way. He'll be really good. He can just double medium move wherever the hell he wants. That's a big plus, right? Vaulting Boots of Valtor. 2 power. After this character is pushed, it may use his superpower. After the effect is resolved, character advances S. Awesome. So if you're versing Wakanda, and I just will stick on the Avengers theme here, and Shuri nails you for 6, and it's always 6 hits, you take 1 damage, you immediately get pushed, and you pay 1 power that you've just been given, and you immediately advance back into position and hopefully into a backstop or whatever. So this is excellent. All round, his superpowers is what makes him. All of this above here is just going to be enabling this, and it's not enabling it through damage. That's why I think the Bolts of Bisharu is going to be his main way of generating power. I don't think you're really going to touch this Staff of the Living Tribunal unless you're hunting for the push. So he'll live, I think, in this Bolts of Bisharu and Master of the Occult. I think that's where you're going to see him live. And he'll be awesome as a mid-range activation. So you're never going to activate him first, but you definitely might think about activating him second or third to enable the back end of your turn with at least 1 to 2 activations of extra dice and whatever else. So really powerful. Super impressed with this guy. I think, there's a couple of affiliations that are falling by the wayside where he's going to actually slot in and might prop them up a little bit. So Avengers being one of them. I know we got Sam Spam, but Captain America Avengers is always, I should say Steve Rogers Avengers has always been subpar because it's been a tax to take Steve Rogers. So this really brings it up, This is kind of scary when you think about that, 1 power, add 2 dice. That's what makes him good. This is great. Soul Barb's great. Vaulting Boots of Valtor is excellent as an anti-objective tech. And the Master of the Occult, I'm really happy they put this on this card because otherwise he'd be not very good. But the fact that he has this Bolts of Bishu, Master of the Occult, and the Ferocity of Saitorak, this is legit. So I'd be happy to see him in a few different rosters. Just off the top of my head, it's going to be Avengers. I'm going to say Wakanda, because Wakanda, as an attrition style, you know, when you're looking at Killmonger and things like that, that's nasty. You're also going to be looking at Defenders to add dice to Strange, which can be devastating because Strange has that push in any direction. Even some of the other guys in Defenders, you know, Iron Fist, add 2 dice to his Chi Strike. It's already energy builder, so that's already devastating. So, yeah, all around, fairly impressed with this guy. Really good enabler, and don't write him off just based off his attacks. I know Marvel is very attack orientated, and he does have 3 choices, which is great, and he does have a builder. He does have a big attack. 7 Mystic is nothing to sneeze at, so watch out for that. But definitely give this guy a go. Use him to enable the rest of your squad. You know, Spider Foes or something. Add dice to Goblin, or, you know, add dice to Venom or whatever, and then use the Spider Foes to re-roll the defense dice. Could be particularly savage here as well. Yeah, guys, that's it for me. I'm going to give this guy a 7 out of 10. Too easy. See you guys.